Despite not playing Paladins for almost a year, I keep up with the updates. I've seen the patch previews, I read the tweets, the dev blogs, and I skim through the community discussion. A lot of controversial decisions have been made over the last few months, and for each of those, an entire video can be made. But instead of wasting your time with that, I'd like to talk about how these changes have essentially made skins lose their overall value and appeal. Yeah, you heard me right. Skins are not as appealing as they once were. You see, one of the reasons why I've handed over so much of my hard-earned cash to Hi-Rez was because not only do I enjoy being able to customize my own character, but I like being able to actually see my character as well. To some, I understand this may seem strange, but I miss this. I miss having the choice to switch between first and third person whenever I wanted. Hell, sometimes for fun I'd go through an entire match in third person. No harm there, it was only casual after all. Corner peeking was an issue, but it's not like it mattered anyway when everyone could have done it. I didn't do it, but I didn't see a harm in it. Seeing my champion in motion, regardless of who it was, with a skin I really liked, was a selling point for me after they implemented it. It was one of the reasons why I preferred Paladins over Overwatch, that is, having the freedom to appreciate my purchases whenever I wanted. On a regular basis, I'd rotate the camera under some of the biggest badonkadonks in the game, but hey, someone was paid to model those panties. The least I could do is appreciate them. My point is that disabling third person takes away one of the reasons for me to purchase a skin. Third person no longer being around diminishes the value of both previously acquired ones and future purchases as well. With top play and kill cams getting the boot, why, the only time you can actually see your champion is if you're in the champion screen on the main menu, the pre and post match lobbies, while you're emoting, while you're on a horse, or after you die. And even then, the camera doesn't follow you. At least with games like TF2 and Counter-Strike, if someone is using the same skin or cosmetic, you can adjust the camera with the mouse to look at it. In some top-down games like League of Legends, even though there is a limited camera angle, at least you can see the skin. They show off the skin for you and not just other players. I mean, that's what skins are for, right? Altering the appearance of your character for your pleasure, not someone else's. Why even buy skins at this point? So the opponent can see it? So you can look at it in the main menu? If I wanted to do that, I'd just preview the skin. I mean, what's the difference? If you're gonna buy a skin, you'd want to look at it as much as possible, right? That's also one of the reasons why I don't understand death cards. Going off the path here for a moment, like I said, I just don't get why they're here. You're essentially paying money for someone else to see something. At least with skins, you can kind of see them, but with death cards, you don't see yours at all. Ever. Why not just make it pop up so when you die, it shows? You paid for it, so you should see it. Doing this would not only make the furries happy, because they get to fantasize over an anthropomorphic monster that probably smells like a wet dog, but make people like me happy as well, because we don't need to see that fucking thing. Another use I had for third person was for videos. Yeah, I didn't just zoom in on Leon's ass all the time, I zoomed in on what? Imani, Eevee, Sky, you get my point, but really, the reason why I used third person was to show off the models of both new skins and characters. Seeing these new cosmetics or characters in motion for some people are key selling points. Having a character play really well is one thing, but having a cool looking character is a completely different story. And it's very hard to see what these new skins offer when you're too busy playing the game or looking at someone's ass in black and white. You can't really tell too much from a character model that sits in the main menu. You can't see it in motion, you can't hear the sound effects, you can kind of hear the voice lines but not all of them, you can't see particle effects, some of the skins even change the taunts, and you can't see that unless you buy it. Content creators need this feature back, at least in the training mode, which is actually what we were promised multiple times. Yet it's still not here, and Hi-Rez still hasn't spoke up about it. The reason third person was removed was so they can hide visual bugs, but that doesn't make any sense because 1, the same visual bugs still occur in first person, 2, the visual bugs that occur for third person view abilities still show up locking you into that camera angle, and 3, these visual bugs were still present in ranked, the only game mode without third person view, proving that having it disabled changes absolutely nothing, because in ranked, those visual bugs were always there. Third-person view isn't even removed from the game either, it's still there. The Hi-Rez team still has access to these commands. They said they removed it from the game entirely, but in the latest patch preview, they used it. They said they removed it and promised that it will return. Neither of those happened. So not only have all these things lessened the value of the skins overall, but something else has done this as well. I'm really late to addressing what was an elephant in the room at the time, and at this point the elephant probably went back home to the zoo, but the new VGS system severely decreased increases the overall value of skins. Let me ask you, what comes with a skin? A voice pack. And to remove over 40, I think about 40, lines of dialogue from every skin in the game is completely unacceptable, especially when somebody already paid for them. I will give credit where it is due. Usually we were given some sort of compensation for things that were removed, but we didn't get anything this time, and I do not consider bringing back the old VGS a form of compensation because that's something we originally had. Do you know how many people I've seen say that the voice pack dictates whether or not they purchase a skin? Some people buy this skin so they can have a near complete conversation with another person using the voice lines. Simple things are gone, like buy and quiet. Help and need healing are in the same command. Awesome and woohoo are as well. I understand that Hi-Rez needs to cut costs wherever possible, but I'm just really tired of them trying to cover it up with these necessary changes. There is no reason for the VGS to have been reworked. I don't care what anybody says. It had a learning curve, sure, but when you figured it out, it worked, and it worked really well. And the people that didn't use it were usually in a private Discord call anyway, so they're not really missing out on much. The old VGS system was not turning new players away. If anything, it was the lack of inconsistency all around, poor performance of the game itself, and matchmaking. All the new VGS did was alienate the older, loyal player base in favor of cutting costs. At some point, more lines were brought back, and like I mentioned before, the old VGS system returned as well. It's just a shame that not a lot of people will know about this since it's hidden in the options menu under the deprecated option, making it at first glance seem useless and obsolete, when in fact, it's the opposite. What's funny is that at first the devs said that adding it back wasn't even feasible, and that they needed to focus on fixing bugs instead of adding features. Well, I don't know about you, but it seems kind of ironic that they spent the time working on something completely new, removed something that everybody already used, and then they go, oh yeah, but we gotta fix bugs, we can't make new features, we gotta work on fixing bugs. Yeah, no. Still, discussing whether or not the new VGS is better or worse isn't the point. The point I'm trying to make here is by doing this, by cutting the voice lines, they essentially lessen the value of the skins. Because when you bought a skin, a voice pack was included and advertised in the patch preview streams as key selling points. They cut out voice lines that people already paid for, that use them on a regular basis, and expect people to be okay with it. And you know what the worst part about this is? The skins and battle passes that offer these butchered skins still cost the same as they did before.
But if you buy the current battle pass, now you can get the crystals to pay for the next one. It's basically free. Stop complaining, fucking bitch.
Okay, and what does that have to do with anything? Those crystals aren't a form of compensation given immediately. In fact, you still have to pay for them, and then play for them. This may not seem like an issue to some of you, because I know there are lunatics that finish the battle pass in about 2 weeks, but something a lot of people don't realize is that not everyone is able to play all the time. So no, for a lot of us, they're not free crystals. Not like it matters anyway. Getting free crystals doesn't change the fact that multiple features I used with skins I paid for are no longer there to use. See, I don't know about you, but I don't like being bent over and fucked in the ass and then getting paid for it after, because frankly, I don't like getting fucked in the ass at all, and I ain't gonna get fucked in the ass for money. I know some of you might, but I just can't seem to understand the reasoning behind people being okay with having things they paid for get gutted. So, what am I gonna do about this? Nothing. I'm just not buying any more skins. I was actually hyped a bit for the Egyptian Battle Pass, if I'm being honest, but after I saw all the furry skins come out, well, I just lost interest. It also doesn't help that I can't oogle Ying in third person at all and use all the voice lines recorded for her. Still, all I know is that to me, skins have lost their value. What do you think? How do you feel about this? Are they even worth buying anymore? Leave a comment, tell me what's on your mind. That's it for today. I don't know when I'm going to be able to upload another video, but I'll try to get around to doing it soon. I have some more free time now because of the coronavirus, so maybe I'll come out with more, maybe not, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. Later.